What's up, drifters? So today we are going to Pars's house. We're going to be putting in Ben's seat. So Ben has a bucket seat that he recently got for the track because we're going next Saturday and basically 1 week from now. Yeah, we're going to go put that in. We'll show you, try to get as much detail as possible about the installation and everything like that. I'll see you guys at Pars's. Peace.
All right, how's it going, guys? We're back here with another video. We're preparing for the track. Who's that?
The track expert.
Oh, yeah, track expert here. He's gonna help us get our cars ready. So basically, I got a new seat. OMP WRCR. This was in a off-road, like, sand dune race car. So it's pretty dirty. It has a bunch of, like, sand things in it. We're gonna try and get those out, but if we can't, it's not a big deal. Do it again. Yeah, so as you guys can see, this thing is pretty dirty. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna clean it and then we're gonna install it. Parsa got some Indy 500s off Facebook Marketplace for $300 ready for the track.
I can't afford to put it on yet though and align it.
So this thing I got for $400. It's like 1,000 new. So
this is how we're gonna be getting out these little tiny pieces of
we're gonna
rock.
see how hard it's gonna be. I believe these are sand pieces or something. So let's go for this easy one up top. Yeah, let's go for a different one.
Okay.
So I think it's good.
Okay. Yeah, so at least it's not like everywhere. Hey, it's a good seat though.
Yeah.
We're gonna go on a drive tonight and he's gonna test it out a little bit.
If we get the GoPro mount, we could set that up too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Perfect. And we got the project bike. If you guys want to come here. Project bike. Yeah. What? So this is the new channel accessory right here. You're never gonna see it in another video unless it's in my garage.
Yeah.
So I opened the choke to let more air in for it to idle, and I have to warm up a little bit. This is idle. Yeah. So choke closed. This sounds insane. Again, we used this on Pars's seat and we're using this on Ben's seat. Logo and this thing was a little bit dusty and it cleaned it up pretty well. This is a little bit like that's pretty brown, but first you're gonna want to disconnect your battery. So we do the positive terminal. I'm not sure which one you're supposed to do, but that's because the side airbag in your seat might go off.
Yeah.
So you don't want that to happen. So yeah, and then I was gonna show you what you do next.
We need to take off these plastic cover pieces. All you gotta do is like try to open it up.
So pull outwards on both sides.
Yeah.
And then
So they're like
out.
this.
Yeah.
And it comes right up.
So then once you get that, there's 2 bolts down here on each side under the plastic. And these are 14s, I'm pretty sure. And so you take these 2 off and then you take 2 from the front. We'll show you guys in a sec. The seat should come out. And then before you rip it out completely, first tilt it. There's a couple wires on the bottom for the airbag, for the sensor, and for something else, for the seat belt. And then after that, you should be good to go.
So this is the seat bracket we got. PCI, best out there.
Wow.
So
and hopefully for this one, there's no stupid ass drilling.
this is what connects to the floor. Yeah, and I have rails.
So we'll see how that happens. There's a little instruction.
Here's the rails, the slider. So we'll deal with this after we get everything off. I'm gonna take off these rear bolts first in the back. Shouldn't be too difficult, I assume.
So what are we doing?
So we have 2 bolts in the front that are completely horizontal. So one right there and one right there.
Okay.
So we're gonna be taking those out right now.
Ben's down there trying to get the connectors. I'm like holding the seat with my hand. I'm sitting in the back. It's a little tight back here, but yeah, there's apparently a lot of connectors. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's basically the last thing. You just want to disconnect all the wiring that goes to the seat. Make sure to disconnect your battery because there are airbags that are connected to this thing. So make sure you disconnect the battery first so that all electronics are off. And yeah, so Ben is just disconnecting all the wires that go to the seat. Okay, well, he's trying to disconnect the wires that go to the seat so that we could take it out. These wires are pretty hard to disconnect. Ben's going at them with some pliers. There's like 4 of them that you need to disconnect, but basically they're all in the front. So when you're taking out your seat, just have someone go in the back or prop it so that it just sits up like this.
Yeah, so I disconnected the connectors. That's not the issue. The issue is what's holding them into the seat, because we're going to be reusing the one for the seatbelt. And also we do need to disconnect the... So look, it looks like this. There's probably an easy way to do this, bro, but I really don't know. We have these 4 connectors, and this is connected to your car. So obviously they can't be connected to the seat as well. And then we have 4 connectors on the seat, but obviously we're not going to be reusing those. Yeah, no, I think we're good. We are now working on the mount, the bracket. So basically, the way this works is we have these rails that are gonna go under here and we're gonna bolt them in, right? Now there's 4 different bolts that will be going. So on each side...
That's upside down.
Huh? Yeah, it's upside down. This is upside down right now. So we have 2 of these on each side, and these go... So this bolt, right, goes here and here. And then these gold bolts go here and here. If you see, there is nuts here, 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 and here. And now we come over to this other figure. Inside slider, which means I am going to have to take this slider and put the nuts in there and line all 4 of them up and then bolt through the bottom of the bracket into those nuts that are in the slider. So that's what we're gonna do, and we'll show you guys when we're done.
Okay guys, we're a little stupid. So you can just slide this out, and you know, I was thinking that, but what? I never really
it wasn't moving, and that's
yeah, it wasn't moving.
You gotta get this thing.
That's the slider.
Attach it right here.
And while they're doing this, I'm just cleaning my car. A little something happened.
Awesome.
He's almost done?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm almost done. So look, I got this, and I just pulled up, and then we slid this out so we could get these bolts in. Now we're gonna slide it the other way to do the other 2 bolts, and yeah.
Perfect.
There goes our bolt.
So this bolt keeps falling out because there's not a lot of tread, and as you can see, for some reason the washer is like 1/3 of the thickness, so it keeps falling out of here.
Okay.
So basically what we're doing is we're trying to get this in here. This is the slider, so when you pull up on this, it basically slides this whole thing forward, right? So this is like supposed to go under here, but over this little lip right there, right here. So under here, or like in between like this, and then over that. So we got it for that side. To line it up, it's pretty difficult. So that's what we're struggling with right now.
So right now,
So we put the bolts in, and Ben put the bolts in. And as you can see, the brass bolts are these ones, and they have nice tread coming out. The other ones barely catch. So as you can tell by Ben's face, he had a really fun time.
I might just be that's very possible.
But it is in, and one problem he's facing is that when he does try and tighten it more, it kind of loosens because it's not really catching. So I think he's done with the bolts, right? Ben found out maybe it's the other way. So the brass one is here, it's catching. This is here, it's catching. sideways, but it's catching. When you're doing this, just make sure you don't goof up. Unfortunately, the instructions didn't really differentiate these two, so it was a little hard to see what was what. When you put it on, you can see. So the washer one, make sure it's the brass one so it catches all the way through. And then the non-washer one, use the metal one. All right, and then after this, we're gonna move on to those bolts to put those on, the side mounts. All right, guys, so for the side mounts, the instructions showed it like this. So the holes were on the back side, and this is the front side because you want the adjustment in the front. So the holes in the back, the straight little bars in the front. And if you look here, the screws that go in look like this. So you put this through the bottom. I just slid it forward, put it in, and then I put a washer and then a nut on. And then you just do it hand tight. You can tighten it more later. Just do the other one same way. Now we're just hoping that these are wide enough for the bucket seat. It should be. I tested it real quick. Looks good enough,
Can
but
I say something real quick?
yeah.
I stripped 3 of the nuts on the rail, but I just flipped them around and they worked. Another thing, this thing, man, I just want to apologize, truly, because we are so retarded. Initially, we had this part. Okay, we had this part going up to this bar. That didn't work. That's why we have a big ass line right here, because we just scraped it. The next thing we did is we thought this goes on top of this part. Well, that wasn't right either. And then magically, there's a hole in the side and it just pops right in. So that's how you're supposed to do it. You know, it's a learning process. I didn't eat all day, so that's my excuse. I'm just eating right now and it's 4:30 or 5, yeah, 4:30, so.
Oh yeah, and if you're wondering where Shane is, we're gonna insert a clip right now. He asked us to wake him up at 4:30. It's 4:31. You ready, bro?
For what?
All right. So for these side brackets, you want to first test fit them with your seat. So what we did was we picked it up, put it here, and they were loose right before this, so you can move them side to side. For this seat, it was better if you just went all the way out, so it's all the way pushed out, and it's tightened. And you want to tighten these together because these two are connected in the middle, so you don't want them to go like that. Okay, so just tighten them together so they rise like this. And yeah, once you do that, I think you're just ready to put the seat on.
So all this is just a 14, and yeah, it's pretty easy to take out. And then there's gonna be clips that are gonna be holding this, basically this wire underneath the seat. So you just have to unclip those, and then that should be it. And then you should be able to connect it to the seat.
Is my nut welded on there?
No. What? Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, it is.
So we did the same for his.
Yeah,
We're gonna take the bolt to Ace and get a nut. We got the seat on. Putting in these spacers was a huge pain in the ass. So we will not be adjusting this seat. This is how it's gonna sit. Hopefully it's good. If not,
Looks pretty nice.
I'll just shoot myself. Now, I'm taking off these clips because it attaches to the seatbelt. I absolutely destroyed this one, if you can see. And I think you're just supposed to be able to slide them out, but that's not really working. So, you know, I'm just kind of doing my thing here. So once you get these out, we can move forward and attach the seatbelt to here, but obviously on the other side because this is a driver's seat. So we'll attach it through there, and yeah, we'll update you guys once we're at that step. All right, guys, we got the seat in finally. Don't forget, you need to undo this bolt and feed your seatbelt through here so it can be more locked in. But yeah, it fits pretty good. We were struggling on the front because this carpet was getting in the way, but as soon as Parsa put some weight on it, it slipped right in. So shout out to this guy. We're stuck on it.
You got a big friend.
Yeah, big friend. And then yeah, so it's pretty good. We're gonna go test it out tonight. Hopefully it isn't uncomfortable. It seems pretty comfortable. We cleaned it up a little bit, but it's still a little dirty. Has all these stuff we were talking about, but who cares? But yeah, now we're done. We'll let you guys know how it is. We'll probably put something in this video. And yeah, peace.